Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over the miter. Now I put a poll out to see if you guys wanted to see me do a double upload. This is actually the second video that I've put on my channel today, first one being the Furus. So if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. You guys thought it would be a good idea to upload the miter as well, so I decided to do that. The miter actually released yesterday. This is the second go around that it's come out, and I didn't pick it last time, but this time I did, and we're going to get into it now. Let's talk about the evolutions. I actually went with the fire rate one instead. It doesn't say it, but it actually increases the fire rate just plainly outright, even without a channeled ability active. So it's actually quite nice. Now, I don't think you really want to spam this weapon too much because it's already got a unique trait with the discs that will go into further into the video. But I would pick this one over the multi-shot because when you're in Incarnon mode, you only have 20 shots, and you can burn through that pretty quickly, even though you're getting that extra damage and the multi-shot aspect to it. So I personally wouldn't pick that one with this weapon. Uh, I think this is a no-brainer. You gotta go with the projectile speed. This is a projectile-based weapon. You're gonna be flinging discs out. The faster it can reach the enemies and ricochet to other enemies, the better. And for the last one, crit chance is kind of a no-brainer. It has pretty low crit chance without this, so if you don't run that, then I'm not really sure kind of what build you're running, but go with the crit chance. Now this build is a little bit nuanced here. I tried a couple of things. I originally actually had hammer shot and galvanized aptitude in here, and yeah, that's a lot of status, and it seems really good on paper here. But one thing you start to notice is that you can only do so much with just pure heat procs. And I am not running a Bane mod here. Obviously, if you want to, depending on what faction, then you could go with a Bane mod. But I am actually just running double status and more crit damage. So, the numbers look pretty good. Damage is pretty good. However, one thing I noticed, like I said, galvanized aptitude is not that good because the secondary function of the mod does not work with AoE weapons slash radial attacks, and this has quite a bit of that. And you have 212 status. That is a lot. You really don't need that much, and if you take it out and put just hammer shot here, you still have over 150% in basically both modes. So I personally wouldn't run it. I actually put Hunter Munitions in instead. That way you're getting heat procs, viral procs, and slash procs. Because slash is king, viral is king, and heat is king. And one thing I noticed is that this does significantly more damage, and you fire a lot less into groups of enemies than if you were to use pure status with the build. So if you don't have a Riven, I would recommend this build. The only thing you could potentially change is you could lower the status even more, and instead of putting rhyme rounds, you could put primed cryo rounds. Again, that part would be preference. So how does it perform? Well, I do have primary merciless on here, so the only form of damage I actually have is primary merciless, so unless I have 12 stacks, it could seem a little underwhelming. But if you see, you've got 8 slash ticks, 13 heat, and at the time it was about 11 viral. So that's pretty good off one cast, but the more multi-shot you get with galvanized chamber, those numbers are going to increase more and more, and the damage will increase the more stacks of primary merciless you get. So yeah, it takes a while to kind of get the weapon going here, but once you get that, the damage actually ramps up pretty nicely. So we're at roughly 12 stacks here, and as you'll see, this weapon has really, really good damage. You can just fire it one time into a group of enemies. It'll just chain to all of them. You're getting heat, slash, and viral all over the place. One shot killed that whole group. But one of my biggest complaints about this gun is its accuracy. At certain ranges, it seems to just completely avoid enemies for some reason. I don't know if it has to do with this guy here and the weapon is trying to overcorrect and hit somebody else, but this is pretty bad, and I think it needs a little touching up. But by the devs because I don't know how this weapon is careening off so hard. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Short and sweet. The miter is good. If you haven't gotten it before, go get it. It is decent, but it's personally not a favorite of mine. I personally like other primaries over this, but that's just me. That's just my preference. But once again, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.